If you're a new supervisor in the Bureau of Prisons, it will be about 18 months before we send you to any sort of formal training. Until then, it's sink or swim. I have 10 tips for supervisors that will help you tread water until the Bureau sees fit to extend a helping hand. Number 10 is a must-do for every supervisor, not just you new ones. Tip number 1, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You don't have to change every aspect of a department just because you can. Sit back and observe for about 6 weeks before you make any major changes to the way things are done. See what works and what doesn't. No need to come in swinging your dick around. They already know you're the boss. Tip number 2, implement changes for the good of the team, not for the good of your resume. Those people are not there to help you promote. Any changes that you implement should benefit the people who will still be there when you're gone. It's possible to promote all over the agency without leaving animosity and chaos in your wake. Tip number 3, if you don't know something, say so. Don't be a stubborn ass that doubles down after your team has shown you that you're wrong. Swallowing your pride and admitting your mistake will earn you more respect in their eyes in the long run. Unless you were promoted because you filed and you have no fucking clue what you're doing, we can't help you with that one. Tip number 4, have a backbone. Administration is no different than a bunch of inmates in the sense that they will see what they can get away with. They can and will insist that you work your team to the brink of mental defeat with no additional resources whatsoever. Stand up for your team. Be their leader and not their manager. You may not win the game, but at least they'll know you went to bat for them. Tip number 5, be a part of your team, not the head of it. Get down in the trenches with them. Ask them what they think about something before you do it. Chances are they have experiences that you don't know of and can offer advice. You don't always have to agree with them, but listening to them will go a long way. Today's training is sponsored by me, because I paid for the animation and e-learning design course that made it possible. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and share this training so it reaches more people in need. Tip number 6, communicate with your team. The Bureau knows that existing in a constant state of crisis is exciting and promotes... this just in. We have a report from the field that existing in a constant state of crisis is exhausting. Our sources are saying that a lack of communication is just in fact shitting on everyone, everywhere. Waiting until the last minute to tell your team something that you knew about a month ago is really gonna piss them off. There will come a day when they stop running around to put out all your little fires and they'll watch that bitch burn to the ground. Tip number 7, give credit where credit is due. Positive reinforcement and acknowledgement will go a long way with the people who are actually doing the work. When you or your department are recognized for doing good things, let people know who's behind that success. Submit the hard workers for award and send them a copy of your submission. Even if they don't get selected, they will know that you tried. Tip number 8, do not reward hard work with more hard work. You will have your go-to people, the people that you know will do things right the first time, every time. Do not beat those people down with more and more work. Your go-to people will get tired of being go-to. Spread the workload around to everyone, even when you know they're going to screw it up. This is what's called a teachable moment, and it's an opportunity to help someone on your team grow professionally. Tip number 9, praise in public and reprimand in private. This is Leadership 101, yet some of you will still feel the need to belittle your workers in front of other people. If you belittle them in front of an inmate, you've lost their trust and respect forever. You're dead to them. Ladies, you do not have to be a horrendous bitch to be taken seriously as a supervisor. Calm that shit right on down because you're giving us a bad name. I said what I said. Tip number 10, hold people accountable for their actions. The quickest way to tear down a good employee is to allow a bad one to go unchecked. Your good workers will eventually lay down if there are no consequences for being a piece of shit. Your team expects you to address the problems the right way. Bitching about it behind closed doors isn't going to fix anything. Do you have any advice you'd like to share with new supervisors? Help them out by dropping them a comment below. Now is the time for us to help them become the leaders we all need, because sometimes people don't realize that they suck. This video is dedicated to my one true boss. She knows who she is.